I'm kind of undecided on this match. I can't decide if they want to build Sheamus as a new good guy or kind of give Daniel Bryan a little more run as a heel. You know, both young, both pretty good wrestlers. They're both good in-ring performers. Sheamus really shooting up as a face in the company. I'd say at this point, his popularity third behind CM Punk, and I guess you could make the argument for Cena, at least for a portion of the WWE audience. But Bryan getting a lot of heat as a heel, and I think that's a good thing. I think Sheamus wins, or Bryan wins by some type of underhanded tactic. Like you said, he got lucky a few times.
Yeah, that's how he'll win, like disqualification or
count out. His girlfriend AJ doing something.
Right.
Which I guess is good. You know, it's getting him a lot of attention.
Right.
Maintained the title for a while, so I think it could be a good match if they get a decent amount of time to perform.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good match. I think that'll go on for about 20 minutes. That match.
It should.
Yeah, I think that'll be a long match.
So I'll settle and say Sheamus wins. Winner of the Rumble. Last year Del Rio won the Rumble, didn't win the title. I say, you know, they give the Rumble winner the title at WrestleMania. Next up, WWE Championship. Champion CM Punk defending against Chris Jericho. As you said at the Biggies, at that point in time, if we had gone back a year ago when we did the Biggies for 2010, if we were talking about the guy who would be winning Best WWE Superstar in 2011, we wouldn't have said CM Punk. And over the summer, he just stole everything, took the WWE on his back, and now WWE Champion. And defending against Chris Jericho, returning from a pretty good hiatus from the WWE.
Yeah, I feel this is going to be the best wrestling match of the night.
Yeah.
As far as in-ring, you know, wrestling moves, just a pure match.
I compare this to the Randy Savage Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 match where The Rock and Cena is more the Hogan Andre.
Right.
The Savage Steamboat match, a much better wrestling match.
Right.
And the Hogan Andre match,
just a fight.
Yeah, and iconic because of who was in it. Storylines, really two that have morphed together. The argument as to who is the best in the world, and recently Chris Jericho bringing up all the stuff about
Punk's family.
Yes, his straight edge beliefs, why he is like that, and insulting his father, his sister, his mother, really
giving after every.
Yeah, giving it a more personal edge. Because of that, I think we see a little bit of a good fight. I think it starts out as that, turns into a pure wrestling match that I think probably steals the show. I'm taking Punk. Just because I'm unsure of how long Jericho is going to be in the WWE. I'm not sure if he just came back to get this WrestleMania paycheck or if he's going to be sticking around for a while. But I feel like the safe pick is Punk. Giving him this one really establishes him as the top guy, top fan favorite in the WWE.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one, but I came down to I think Punk's also going to win. Going to be a really good match, though. I think, you know, like you said, it's going to be a fight, and then it's going to turn into basically a thing of what you could do, I could do better type of thing.
Right. A little bit of one-upsmanship.
Right. And in the end, I think after several, I think each guy is going to have their finishing move on. You know, hit their finishing move once or maybe twice before the match ends. But I think in the end, Punk gets his hand raised in victory.
I agree, and I think that really gives Punk the marquee victory.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 2012, maybe not as big of a splash as he made over the summer, but an overall more successful year. I think he has a long title reign.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully a couple good feuds with Wade Barrett when he comes back. Depending on what happens with the John Cena Rock match, we'll get into that. Something with Cena maybe. Personally, I'd like to see him have some kind of rivalry with Dolph Ziggler. I thought they had a few really good matches on Raw and then at Royal Rumble.
And another guy too, Alberto Del Rio was a top-notch guy when he got hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
So where's he going to come in? He's going to settle in somewhere in the upper echelon there.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
When he gets back healthy, he's going to settle into...
Yeah, I think his last match was actually a title match.
Yeah, so he's going to be right up there in either fighting. And that's kind of why I think Sheamus is going to win. Because I think he's about ready to come back, and they'll kind of have him, maybe even a run-in after Sheamus wins where he hits him with his move there.
Right.
And kind of says, listen, I'm back, and then they'll start their feud.
Yeah, he's going to be brought in eventually near the top, like you said. Upper echelon feud.
Right.
And Punk would be a good place to go. I mean, their match at Survivor Series kind of got overshadowed by the Rock and Cena tag teaming. Mm-hmm. A really good title match. Mm-hmm. And I think he's a pretty good technical wrestler, could put on a good show as CM Punk.
Good on the mic too.
Mm-hmm. Next up, the Hell in a Cell match. We were really excited about this one. I tape Raw every week and watch it later. You were watching it live and begged me to allow you to tell me what had happened, the announcement of the Hell in a Cell. Only the second time ever at WrestleMania Hell in a Cell match.
This is just going to be one for the ages. I think this match there's going to be no no arm bars, there's no takedowns. This is just going to be a fight, and it's definitely probably going to be both of their last matches, I would say. I mean, The Undertaker hasn't fought since last WrestleMania. I don't think Triple H has either.
He fought CM Punk. Remember their feud a little bit after SummerSlam? It was Night of Champions. They had the no disqualification match.
Right.
I think that's the one match Triple H has had.
So he's had one. Undertaker's had 0. Mm-hmm. I think Triple H is ready to settle in as an executive
corporate role, right?
Yeah. Undertaker, I think he's just had enough. He's been through some wars over the years, and your body can only take so much. And to end this way in a match that he created, this match to me is, I'm looking forward to a lot of matches, but this match to me I think is just going to be great.
Well, really any other WrestleMania, this is the headline.
Yeah, it's...
You put them two in Hell in a Cell last year, it's the headliner. It should have been the headliner last year looking at how the main event played out with Cena and The Miz. Mm. Nothing was going to top their match last year. A 45-minute absolute war. Not like you said, not a great wrestling match.
Just, the guy that won got carried out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
He won. It was... This match is going to be just awesome. I'm really looking forward to this, and, we're going to be seeing probably both their last matches.
Really good chance.
And for the last 4 years, I think I've picked against Undertaker at WrestleMania.
It's a trend. One of us always is dumb enough to pick against The Undertaker.
I don't see it happening. He's got this far. I don't think he's going to lose his last match.
And 20-0 is a perfect way to end it.
Yeah, the only way, I guess you could look at it and say that he's fighting Triple H because that'd be the only guy he'll lose to, because it's his era, his type, guy that he's been around with for a long time, and that's the way he'll go out.
Right.
But, he's 19-0. How you going to lose?
Yeah. Well, here's the way I look at it. The only ways he would lose a WrestleMania match are to a young up-and-comer that WWE really wants to put over the top. Or to somebody like Triple H, and I think they need a really good storyline in place after that.
Right.
And, not saying it's going to happen, I don't think it will, but we've been talking about WrestleMania 17 a little bit. We mentioned that, how the parallels between Cena and The Rock and how The Rock and Austin were. And in that match, Vince McMahon comes out and screws over The Rock, sets up this new type of faction between him and Austin and Triple H that eventually splinters, becomes the invasion angle. Maybe something like that occurs at this WrestleMania. I feel like the build-up for this match, the Cena-Rock match, there might be something crazy planned that we don't see coming. And it'd be a pleasant surprise, because for real experienced fans like us, a lot of WWE becomes predictable.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it's going to be, but I think there's going to actually be something we don't see coming at this WrestleMania. Maybe it's The Undertaker losing, maybe not. I'm going with a safe pick. I think The Undertaker wins, a throwback to the original Hell in a Cell matches. I think it's been a while, but I think we're going to see blood.
I think somebody goes through the cell. I got that feeling. Somebody's either going off it or through it.
Wow.
Just my thought.
I can't see Triple H taking that kind of... Maybe it's The Undertaker. If it's really going to be his last match, if we knew this ahead of time, this is his last match, and something like that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the chair shot that Triple H gave him to the head last year at WrestleMania, which they just don't do anymore, and they both got a fine for doing that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They both got fined, I think it was $10,000 each for doing that. I think they kind of throw the rule book out the window in this one, and
just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody really has a problem with it. I think him, Triple H, Undertaker, Michaels, they're the guys who could really get away with it if it's worth it.
Yeah.
So, I think Undertaker wins a throwback Hell in a Cell match.
Just both guys leave bloody.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s, that kind of Hell in a Cell where, it wasn't a pay-per-view name. It was rare. Only the biggest rivalries were settled in the Hell in a Cell. And, maybe Undertaker takes a fall through the cage. In which case, 60,000 plus are going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
On a good WrestleMania card, that's the main event. We still have the once-in-a-lifetime match, which likely isn't going to be once in a lifetime. There's probably going to be a rematch. But John Cena and The Rock. Two of the biggest superstars in WWE history. Maybe not, you can make arguments for other guys as the best wrestlers, but as far as name-wise, who's done the most for the business?
They're both in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely.